Hey guys, welcome back to Plain Ambition. This is Tom. This is our pole barn project. This is about as far as we've gotten with it, with the delays in lumber and some other things that are going on. I figured I want to give you a good show about what's going on out here. Looking back at the other videos, you guys kind of got the short end of the stick, and I apologize for that. We lost some footage. I've got a backup camera running today, so hopefully we can catch all this. This is our pole barn project that will turn into our hangar where we're going to start working on our airplane, and that should happen in this area right here. Now that we got the poles up, things might look a little better so you get an understanding of what's going on. This part of the barn right here, the existing, will be torn down, and this will all be area right here that we can work on the airplane. It's 28 feet deep, 30 foot wide. Should be plenty of room to put the airplane in. Where I'm standing right now is going to be the sliding door that lets the airplane run in and out. It's going to run from those poles all the way across here to these poles. Hang on a minute here. I'm going to back up, grab a tape measure, show you how we got to this point. Okay, we'll start over here. Obviously the existing building is going to be our starting point. And what we did, right on the other side of this pole is the existing pole to the existing building, and that footer goes all the way down 4 feet in the ground. We start from here with a tape measure, and we measured over to these poles, the 6 feet that we're looking for off of the existing building. That's going to be the run of poles that you see right down this line. It's going to separate what I'm going to call the lean-to addition, which is the one that we've got the most built already. It's going to be a little workshop, an area that we can work outside of where the airplane itself goes. And sorry about bumping into things here, you guys can't see real well. But I want to show you how we laid this out. When we started, we stretched the tape measure from that building. We came out to 6 feet so that we knew we were far enough away from there. The lean-to addition is going to be 12 foot. So you add those two together, and we're just a little bit over 18 feet just because of where it's hooked on the building right now. But we drove stake in the ground here, on the ground. So we could establish this line right here for these poles. I had to take those out through construction, but that was the part you guys got missed on the last video. But we threw a string down there. We knew where to dig the holes. We knew where to go. Again, we did the same thing off this corner of the building. We established that string row. Again, I'm not up against the siding correctly right this second, but it's 6 feet from that building. We knew that building was square, so to this point we knew we were square. And then again, from this string line here, which is now poles, we went out the additional 12 feet to make sure that this building is going to be square with the other building. Now, to establish this line of poles on the back edge, again, we worked off the pole barn, and I knew that was a 12-foot addition there, and I knew I wanted 28 feet. So I measured 16 feet off this 12 to give me my 28. We pulled strings, had them all laying out. There's just one stake over there. Some of these stakes got pulled out through construction here. Once you didn't need them, they were removed. Anyways, we came out here 12 feet, established this line across the back here. I'm going to walk to the other side here so you can see that. This is the one place we've not finished backfilling yet. Here's some of those original stakes I was talking about. This stake right here was the one that established 16 feet off the back wall. And that's where we set this line. This is going to be the end of the addition, end of the hangar. The hangar itself, they ended up switching us to 6x6 poles. They couldn't get the 4x6s that I spec'd out. So in one aspect, these were heavier, which was nice. And the other aspect, they were a lot heavier for this one-man show to put in, which is why you don't see that backfilled. I ran out of gas on the weekend. How we tied in over here, of course, we stripped back this existing building, and I did know that there was a pole right here from the original addition. So we're going to tie in here. We will cut this, and everything from here inward gets tore out. From here back, we build a wall, and we continue our pole up to the top of this roof. I don't know if you can kind of see through the camera, but there's a little change in the roof line up there. That's the other, this is actually an addition to that building. So I'm taking that down. Again, as you can see here, we've had some rodent damage. And until I started working back here, I didn't realize how bad it was, but these guys really got into some insulation and stuff, and this is all going to have to get tore out. I'm going to have to go on the inside and pull all this stuff back out. None of this was originally here. They've brought it in from the attic and packed it in here. They were actually living in this, what's supposed to be airspace. So I've got my work cut out for me there. This is the part that we're saving. Over there is the part that we're actually taking down. I'll reuse that window. I'll reuse some of this siding, put it all back on this building. We still need to go up with our lumber. I was working hard to get these poles set. Like I said, I'm trying to do this by myself. I've got a little help from my wife and my son, but in general, this is just me. So once we got all the string lines square on the last video, I showed you how we punched these holes in the ground, poured a foot or so of concrete in the bottom. These poles sit on top of that concrete that's down below frost. We took our time to level them up, plumb them up. There's some neat little tools that you can buy at almost any hardware store. They look like this right here. And keeping these level is a challenge until you get the wood up above. So I'm keeping them out here, keeping them on here. This corner's already leaned in just a little bit. I don't know if you can see that bubble right there in the picture, but that bubble's telling me that I need to kick this out a little bit, which these are the only thing holding this from going in and out right now. Until I get that big header across the top there, that's what's going to be. This is going to be a 16-foot tall ceiling. When I did that building over there originally, I told myself if I ever did another one, it's going to have to be 16 foot. I did the other one 10, and I always seem to be running out of room up above. Also, that's going to allow me in this little lean-to section over here to have some overhead storage. I've got the canopy for the airplane, and I've got a spare canopy for the airplane. Both of those are going to be stored up above here when I build this. These are all temporary just to hold the poles in place right now. I don't know if you can see that up there. These are just temporary just to keep this wall or these poles from twisting and pulling and bending and all that. These are my garage doors. I'm going to reuse a garage door that I tore down a little while back. This is where I've got it framed out. This is going to be an 8-foot wide by 10-foot roll-up garage door. I've got it all framed out and ready to go, waiting for the metal to go back on it and putting it back up there. Up front there where that old truck's sitting, there's going to be a 10 by 10, probably a roll-up door up there, but that'll allow you to drive through this area. I've got an old 69 one-ton pickup truck that I've been working on for a few years. It's going to reside in here while the airplane's in that section. But the top of these poles here, let me get out of the sun. The top of these poles are actually the bottom of our truss. That's how high the ceiling is going to be. I'm playing with the idea of putting an upstairs over the tail wing of this truck. I'm not sure how that's going to work out yet. I can work on that as we go, but not Not progressing too far here. We're waiting. Lumber's been an issue trying to get a hold of it. Once it does come in, it's got to be straight. That was an issue with the 4x6s. That's how we switched over to these 6x6s. In essence, it's going to be better for the garage. It was just a lot harder for me to put them up. I think the night I came home with the lumber, I got these 2 poles here set, and that was enough for me. I was tired after that. Now, a little 4x4 pole, that's going to be the start of the door for the hanger. Eventually we'll get all this dirt cleaned up. We'll throw some gravel in here. We'll grade this out. But my ambition is to get this under roof by the end of September. We'll see how that goes. Work's an issue again. They're trying to get us to work really hard, which I like working hard, except for when you plan stuff like this. But yeah, my next move is to go up, and that's been an issue because I only have short ladders. I'm going to probably throw up some of these 2x4s so I make it a little sturdier, and then throw some planks up there. And then I can get up there and start working on this upper structure. If it doesn't happen tonight, it's going to happen tomorrow. I've got to get moving on this if I'm going to be done with it. Besides that, these poles can't stand up in the air by themselves like this. They'll start to twist and wiggle. I saw that when I pulled in the driveway. The upper side of these poles are already starting to move their own little direction. That's just what the nature of wood is. As it dries out, it wants to move, so you got to put stuff in place to hold it still. So that's the update on the pole barn. We've got the door framed in. We've got some banding boards in. We've got the garage door figured out that we've got here already. That's going to be a back sliding door. Most of the time it'll be closed. It'll only be open when we take the airplane out, which we all know I have to build first. So all this stuff here will get cleaned up. I've got to move that air conditioning to the other side of that wall. That's going to take a little bit of time. And I've got to tear down the old building, and I've got to save the roof structure off that to reuse on this 12-foot lean-to. That was the whole brainstorm behind it. Gain the extra 12 foot out here that I'm taking away from that barn there. So that's where we are. I'll try to get you in with some footage here little by little. Any questions on how it is, I'm going to try to throw some pictures in here so you got an idea of what this thing's supposed to look like when we're done. Metal goes up on these 2x4s, and there's some waiting on trusses. Trusses are a little behind. If you go to a company and you order everything all at once and you start with their design plans, they'll build you a kit, they'll ship it all out at once. With me leaning onto this building, tearing this stuff out, causes some changes that makes me not able to take advantage of that package. So I've got to go in and order stuff individually, piece by piece. And the other challenge is if you leave the lumber just lay, kind of like it is over here in the corner right now, it will deteriorate. You have to use it as you bring it in or tie it up like I did out here on the outside. Some of these 2x4s over here I'm not going to use right away. So I strap them down with straps on plans. They'll stay nice and straight that way. But yeah, this is how you do a pole building when you work full-time and you work in the evenings and some days off, and life comes at you, and just like everything. But this is how Tom does it. We'll get there eventually. We got a lot to work done. Things are going pretty good. Pretty happy with our progress so far. Wish I had more time to spend on it. Wish I had more material available to me so I could get it put up without it getting crooked, but we'll get through it. We'll make it happen. I do believe that little shelf I'm going to put up above here, I do believe I'm going to put that a little higher than it is now. It's at 8 foot now. Once I get the structure built, I'm probably going to pick that up to 10 foot. What I really want to do is put the 2 canopies that I have for the airplane up there. They're unfortunately not being stored in a really clear place right now, so I want to get them where they're protected and better off. Kind of holding off on tearing into this pole barn because I'm going to have a security issue once I open this up. I'm not saying it's 1000% secured right now, but once I take this down, I've got 2 doorways, one that leads to my air compressor, one that leads into my shop. and they're not the most secure thing, so I've been kind of holding off on that till I get some of this structure done to make it a little more secure. But yeah, stick with us, hang on, see what's going on. I'm gonna try to set up another camera here and let you guys take a look at this as we go. Okay, see if we can get some of this on here. Trying to get some of these more important boards put up here at the right height. Obviously this board is not the right height. Not sure why that happened, but it did. Glad I'm double checking this stuff, I'll tell you that. Yeah. Alright. Excuse me. Coughing there. Okay. And that confirms my issue. Always double check yourself. I think the best thing I can do is get this pole fixed before we go on. I kind of knew when I put it together it wasn't exactly perfect, but I need to get it stood up. Now I'm paying the price because I got to fix it all. This is a hard part, doing it by yourself. You got to run over and get all your materials and climb back up on the ladder. Wears out an old boy like me, but it also helps me fit in an airplane, so I'm happy with that. Okay. Okay. Okay, got that one. Okay. I happen to remember when I checked these what the correct alignments were. Yep. Okay, just confirmed everything I thought. Get up here and move this pole where it belongs. Check it on my level and it came out right. Trying to balance yourself on these poles is not fun. Okay. Yep, I'm right. Okay, let's go up here and see what I can do to fix this one. That looks better. Okay. A lot of screws in here for stability. I don't want this to move too much once we're done here. Okay. Get down here and move some ladders again. Whew, I think all I do is move ladders anymore. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Better go over here and get me some more screws before I get excited. Get up there and not have what I need. More ladder climbing. Always fun. Okay, now let's go to the other side here. It's kind of hard for me to talk here for a minute. I got to put these screws in my mouth to get up there. Well, I was kind of hoping that wasn't right, but looks like it might be. Be a miracle if I get this in there without dropping it. Ooh, just about. Okay. Yep, he's still where he belongs. Now, the bottom of this one is supposed to be up there. I'm not going to change it right now because it's not going to matter for what I'm doing. I should probably put another screw or two in here. Okay. Whoops. Yep, that's enough, I guess. I'm going to fix the board on the other side. Get down here and get my screw. I'm telling you, these screws are not cheap anymore. We will get up here and fix this one. No, something right there. I don't like that. There we go. All right. That will hold for what I'm doing right this minute. All right, I gotta find me a 16-footer and put him across the bottom of all this. See if I can find me one here. I think these are 12s. Yeah. Whew. I do kind of need a 16-footer there. Shoot. Didn't really want to tear into this tonight. Don't have any 16-footers there. Oh, this is the perils of working by yourself. You just get tired, you don't want to do anything, but I gotta get stuff done. I gotta have that board up there one way or another. Should have put that board on the other side, but I didn't. All right, hang on a minute here. Okay, we have found us a appropriate board. I'm trying to make sure I got this in here right. I'm gonna borrow this board right here as a helper for right now. Put 2 screws in him. Unfortunately, like I said, for now this is gonna be holding me up there, but eventually this all comes down, so. This will be, hey, those are my screws raining down on us. If I were to leave this in here, it would create an issue with my garage door. So eventually these will come out, but I need them here so I can get higher up on the pole and work on the upper side. I guess most people would get some type of a lift or a bigger ladder. But Tom likes to do things the fun way. And by fun, I mean dang near impossible. Okay. Now all I gotta do is somehow get my drill up there. I'm ready for it. Oh, look here. We just happen to have a holder. Fucker. Jesus Christ. Okay guys, did come in that night. That did end my day. I'm allergic to them. Didn't have a bad reaction, thank goodness. Had to come in, relax, settle down. That just kind of ended the day there. So we've got some more coming. I keep me there. Get a little help getting up on top and getting ready for some of these trusses. We did order some trusses. We just got to wait for them to come in now. That's the next order. I got to get that back end knocked down, uncover the old truck, get that wall built up, get ready for obviously the trusses to set up on top there. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. Hopefully this one's a lot better than the last one. I do apologize. We lost that video and I wasn't able to really make it up in time. But we got back on track here with this one, I believe. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait to have some space in there to get my airplane out and work on there and stretch its wings, if you will. But please like and subscribe. I know we're over 100 subscribers now. I'd like to keep that trend going. It's an exciting position, exciting way to go. I'm really thankful for the guys that have done that. Also, I still am in my ground training, parttimepilot.com. They're helping me out a lot. It's a neat program. They just upped their program, made it a little more personal to everybody. They're starting to alter your quizzes based on how you did on the tests. So they're helping you learn more as an individual rather than a group, even though you're not there 100 times with the truth. They're treating you more like an individual, which is really nice, especially for an online. Check them out if you're looking at getting your own license. parttimepilot.com. These are some really good guys. They've got a nice program. So looking forward to all things moving the right place. It's that time of year again. Even though I just got my medical clearance, I have to go back in for my annual here shortly. So we'll have an update on that too. And Route 66 is still in production. I learned a lot on how to get your videos and set them up. There's a lot of footage in there that I'm having to dig through, and it's taken hours and hours and hours to get these pictures in the right order. I won't do it the way I did before. I'll make it. I made some notes and taken some better. Also, if you notice on this video, we've added a drone to our cameras. So I'm starting to learn how to get that interact a little bit. We had a little bit at the beginning of this video, so look forward to some better pictures. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Have a good night.